775.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries. As we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media, this is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots, you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. But before we get into our intriguing content today, let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls. I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, call me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And of course, we celebrate every day on Ron Siegel Radio. We love to celebrate today. National Take a Hike Day. Get out of here. Take a hike. How about National Homemade Bread Day? National Baklava Day. Having beaten anorexia, I like that one the best. National Baklava Day. I like that. So that's the one that we are going to select for this date today. So we'll go right there. What are the markets doing today? Always watch that one for you as well. The Dow Jones now down 178 points, was significantly worse than that earlier today. So we have seen a definite improvement in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. The S&P 500 is down 14.10. NASDAQ down 18.35. Oil down 41 cents per barrel. Do we want to know the numbers? Because here in Calizuela, we always like to see, we might like a little bit of extra pain here in California. Ow! Okay, $2.12.1. National average gallon of gasoline, $3.17.5 in Calizuela. 176.9, that's the cheapest in the country on the continental United States. 176.9 in Missouri. Hawaii, 323.6. Alaska, 248.7. Again, 317.5 here in Calizuela. What's that, about $1.40 a gallon more than other parts of the country? Unbelievable. Well, we've got the government that says, do as I do, not do as I say, not as I do. Yeah, we've got our governor. Hey, something, you and I can't have more than 10 people, are not supposed to have more than 10 people at our Thanksgiving festivities. But he can go out to dinner at a fancy restaurant in Napa, French Laundry, and have 12 people there. You know what a dinner at French Laundry for 12 people has to cost? Somewhere in the range, I don't know, $7,000 to $10,000. And the governor didn't think that it was a problem doing that. He says, I made a mistake. I probably didn't use the best judgment. Really? Does that surprise anybody that until he gets caught, he doesn't have the best judgment?
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Yeah, it just fascinates me, But yeah, you do what he says. We have to follow his rules. Yes, they're closing down restaurants again here in Calizuela because the governor says that that's going to help. Has it helped in Los Angeles at all? They've been closed right along. Has their numbers gotten any better in Los Angeles? I don't think so. But hey, something? Let's close some more. Let's see if we can do the same things in other parts of the state and hope for a different result. Does that make any sense to you? I just watch some of these things, and I just have to shake my head. Unbelievable how some of this stuff, we continue going on and on with this. So let's continue walking down our road right here, see what else is going on in the news. Continuing with Rudy Giuliani, Sidney Powell, both saying that they've got a path to overturn the election. We'll see what that comes to pass. Fascinating listening to Mr. Giuliani this morning, basically saying that win or lose, the administration wins. Right? So one of their cases is being heard in Philadelphia today. They almost hope that it does not win because the only solution for this is going to be the Supreme Court. If they get their desired results, you wonder 600,000 votes overturned in the middle of the night. You got to wonder about it. 600,000. And you listen to some of these loons thinking that 72 million people are just crazy, right? Barack Obama on the news yesterday, CBS morning show, 60 Minutes before that. And, you know, he's a slick guy. Not since Slick Willie have we seen anybody as slick as former President Obama. And just bashing President Trump and all of the supporters of his. Now, do you think that's the road to solving this issue, to bringing unity in America? I just throw that out there for you, see if that's the methodology that you see there. Got another interesting tidbit for you. I don't know. You have to watch and learn, listen to some of these things because nobody in the media is going to report this for you. How about this one? The Bidens, they have a foundation, yes, just like the Clintons. They have a foundation. I'm trying to find the exact numbers here so I can give you the precise numbers. I believe the foundation collected $5 million was their collection in the last few years, right? $5 million. Do you know what they did with $5 million in the last few years that the foundation collected? Yeah, they paid staff. Now, at $3 million of it they used for paying staff. Can you believe that? I was shocked when I heard that story that they used $3 out of $5 million to pay staff. No grants, nothing going to the people, but that's what they did with their money. Yeah, just kind of very much like the Clinton Foundation. So we're watching all of these issues for you. We do that on Ron Siegel Radio. Let's see what else we've got in the news right now to chat about. Oh yeah, surprise, surprise! Where's Gomer when we need him?
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
More than 2,600 ballots uncounted, unearthed in a Georgia county. Yeah, 2,600 ballots in Georgia's Floyd County that have not been tallied. Recently found during a recount in the state for the 2020 presidential election, according to reports. Georgia's Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger blamed the problem on Floyd County election officials failing to upload votes from a memory card in a ballot scanning machine. Georgia began recounting its nearly 5 million ballots by hand on Friday after President Donald Trump and the Republican Party requested a statewide audit. Now, they had previously said that they're not going to be looking at anything in that recount with regard to the Senate races. But if you've got 2,600 ballots that are not counted, and you look at a couple of the one Senate race in particular was very, very close, and the winner needed to get 50% plus one. I think this might put them over the top if they actually count the ballots of people that voted. We'll see what happens if that's going to help. There's 14,000 vote gap in Georgia, 2,600 votes not counted in this one county. Wonder what they'll see happens there. Unbelievable. There's a lot of fraud apparently being found in, surprise, surprise, Nevada. Yeah, so we're hearing that one as well. Interesting. It's just the whole story becomes more fascinating as we go through it and continue to watch what they're doing, what they're saying, where they're going with all this data. That, they don't have to worry about counting. They've got the machines now. Actually, supposedly, the FBI in Germany has taken possession of a computer that they say may have been the computer that actually did the ballot vote changes. Now, in the most technologically advanced country in the world, why are our ballots going to Georgia or to Spain for counting? I just throw that out there for you to just ponder. Why are we sending our ballots over there? Project Veritas on it again, second person. So Project Veritas has a video from a Georgia GOP recount observer who testifies he witnessed fraudulent behavior attributing ballots marked for Donald Trump to Joe Biden. Additionally, the observer stated the workers who were conducting the recount became angry with him when he reported the errors. Second person was supposed to be checking it, right? 3 times in 3 minutes, called out Biden when it should have been Trump. Second auditor caught it, and she said, no, this is Trump. Fascinating, right? How many times did that happen? What are we going to come up with? Where else did it happen? You know, it's just amazing. Finally, CNN actually gave President Trump's administration a little bit of kudos, right? They said that the Jake Tapper calls the vaccine a quote-unquote success for the Trump administration, but there still is the big battle between the Trump administration and New York Governor Cuomo. Yeah, Cuomo is still saying that, you know, that he did everything right, yet his state, under his guidance, under his direction, under his orders, has the most COVID deaths in the country. Fascinates me. And as I mentioned before, this is really a fascinating commentary for a thought on my process, or my thinking. So we have 38 more counties that are going to be shutting down restaurants, no indoor eating. Right, following the great success we've had with that in Los Angeles and other counties, Riverside's been closed. Are their numbers going down? San Diego's been closed. Are their numbers going down? So what's the plan here, Governor Newsom, other than you going out to dinner and, oh yeah, state legislators? Have you heard this one? Yeah. Yeah, state legislators going to Hawaii for some conferences. Now, you and I, we're not supposed to leave our neighborhoods. We're not supposed to have more than 3 families at our holiday dinners, at our Thanksgiving dinner. But the state, they can send people over to Hawaii because they need some time away for a business conference. Do you believe that, hogwash, or am I just the only one that's looking at it and saying, yeah, I don't think so? You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, I've got some interesting broadcast information for you today. I'm going to share with you what are you going to do? What can you do to generate $159,000 in net wealth over the next 3 years? Well, we'll talk about it. Homes for sale. We'll talk about that one as well. We've got a fascinating story. The homes for sale rapidly disappearing. All that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, it's 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Real Estate Radio is hosted by local real estate and finance expert Ron Siegel. The purpose of this show is to help consumers understand what's really going on in our local real estate market. We're teaching you the why and the how-to, so you'll always be one step ahead of everyone else. Whether you need to sell your home for top dollar, refinance and save money, or even buy a bargain in Southern California, Ron Siegel can help. Call Ron directly at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Take advantage of speaking with Ron anytime you're entering a real estate transaction. Having someone who can answer all of your questions that truly cares about you and your family's best interest is priceless. Call Ron Siegel today and you'll be glad you did. 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or you can visit realestateradio.com for more info.
Blue Water Credit Repair is the industry leader in fixing bad credit. Did you know a 40-point increase in your credit score can save you $40,000 on a home loan and $4,000 on a car loan? You deserve good credit and peace of mind. Take the first step today and go to bluewatercredit.com. and register for a free consultation from one of their credit repair experts. That's bluewatercredit.com.
Trimming of your retirement does not include losing your house. However, due to today's lower stock market, higher medical bills, and taxes, many retirees face this very problem. This is why it is necessary that you, as a baby boomer considering retirement within the next 10 years, understand reverse mortgages and what one could do for you or your parents. A reverse mortgage could make it possible for you or your parents to travel, buy a second home, or start a new business. For more information about reverse mortgages, just call our off-air number at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990, or visit realestateradiowithron.com and click the free workshop button.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Gold Star Mortgage. You ready for that next mortgage refinance, debt consolidation? RonIsMyLender.com. RonIsMyLender.com. That's where our private clients go to get to me directly. S&P 500 is the Dow Jones now down 125. NASDAQ down 10.8. S&P 500 down 14.14. U.S. 10-year Treasury interest or yield is at 0.882. That's down about 2 basis points. Mortgage-backed securities, those are up 9 basis points. Why is all of this happening? So let's give you the basis of it. So the stocks, when you really think about it, giving back just a little bit of the gains from closing at record highs yesterday. The mortgage bonds, they've hung in there. Stock market gains are moving higher today. Or the bonds are moving higher today based on the stock market's move. Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic is in the running for the new Treasury Secretary if the Biden administration, if Joe Biden is confirmed as the winner. He'd be replacing Steven Mnuchin. He spoke this morning regarding the recovery and said that he felt it was softer than expected. He also was asked about the Fed's stance on more quantitative easing, and seemed open to the idea that the Fed would use their full range of tools. We'll see if there is any announcements at the December Fed meeting that the Fed will buy more bonds and treasuries. They're currently buying $120 billion per month. Core retail sales in October rose just 0.1%. That's for October, well below the estimate of 0.5%. And September was revised down by 0.5% to a gain of 0.9%. The initial stimulus and additional unemployment benefits certainly was helping consumers, but that may be wearing off, especially as unemployment benefits expire. If there's not another stimulus deal coming, it's going to likely weigh on the retail sales sector further. I'm going to tell you right now, based on history, based on my old age, when there's challenges during the year, we seem to have a stronger than average holiday season. People buy more for the holidays than less. So I'm just going to throw that out there. More shutdowns may also affect sales. Several states are already starting to shut down or are initiating stiffer rules due to COVID. California, Washington State, Michigan, Oregon have shut down indoor dining, among other measures. Philadelphia is also introducing a new rule, including a ban on most indoor private gatherings. The vaccine cannot come soon enough. Are you planning on taking it? So we also got the National Association of Home Builders report came out today. Let me see if I can get that number for you because I think it was another record high. Yeah, so I just lost it there. I had it on my screen. Come on, boys, bring that back to me. National Association of Home Builders rose 5 points from last month's revised figure of 85 to 90. Current sales increased 6 points to 96. Sales expectations also increased. So that's a big benefit right there. So we did see that buyer traffic rose 3 points to 77. So last month we had a record. This month we're higher. That means we've got a record this month also. Just throw that out there just for the little bit of fun of sharing that part of the data. So that is the National Association of Home Builders. And as I told you, the mortgage bonds they're doing pretty well. That means interest rates, as the bonds go up, rates go down. And I tell you that for a simple reason, because I am going to share with you today just a tad bit. I want to get into just some numbers for you because, we talk about a lot about the idea of what is it going to take? What does it cost for us to wait to buy a new home? What are people waiting on? So I thought today I'd spend a little bit of time with you chatting about where numbers come from, what we look at when we're talking about waiting. What is the cost of somebody to wait to make that decision to buy that new home? Is it a first home? Move up home? I don't know, but the idea here is we just want to give you some actual numbers, and not just because a lot of times I will tell you, hey, something, you better buy now because you might have a problem later on. So how do we quantify that? I took a property that just came on the market, and I'm going to tell you more about this property. I think in a little bit. I think we may have this as our featured home even. So it is a $595,000 property in Orange County. Now, I told you, what was it, last week before? That the $800,000 is the median home price in Orange County. Property values appreciate right around 6%. But we're just going to use some other numbers in here. And I'm going to show you here that if a person were to buy that today, and all of these numbers are going to come straight across. If you notice, if you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, you can see the property value today, list price. I don't know what it's worth. I don't know what it's going to sell for. And I'm going to tell you right now, all the numbers I'm using, educational purposes only. So don't give me all the compliance stuff that I'm trying to offer something for sale. I am not offering a house. I'm not offering a mortgage. I'm not offering anything other than education. So if one were to buy this today, hypothetically, $595,000, putting 10% down, loan amount $535,500. 30-year loan, $59,500 is the down payment, 2.875 the interest rate, APR 3.104. Again, a conventional fixed mortgage insurance, you have to put that into it. So that's just the first step. What if we wait 6 months? Well, we're going to say that the values in Orange County were projecting up 7% for the year, for the next 12 months, right? So that property, that $595,000 property, you'd have to pay $617,289 to get that property. Your $59,500 down payment is now $61,729 to get the same 10% down. Your loan is now $555,560. Using the same interest rate, the APR goes up just a little bit because of the way the numbers work. Mortgage insurance goes up a little bit. What if we wait a year? Now we're looking at a 7% appreciation. So the property now, 1 year from now, $595,000 property today is then worth $637,000, $637,179. We're going to put down $63,718. The loan amount $573,000 roughly. Right, you got $220 in mortgage insurance. No problem there. Wait 2 years. Okay, now we've gone from $595,000 property value to $676,000. Think about that. So 2 years from now, you've got $80,000 just in appreciation on that one property, $80,000. Now, your down payment, that's going to go up to $67,700. $233 is your mortgage insurance on that one. And if you wait 3 years, that property is now $719,000, about $124,000 higher than where it is today. Think about all those things. So if you wait 3 years, your cost out of pocket, $59,500, goes to $72,000. And oh yeah, you lost $120,000 opportunity. No guarantees. I want to just tell you that right out front. I'm using just educational numbers, they're forecast numbers, so I can't guarantee you that the property is going to go from $595,000 to $719,000. No guarantees, but it could. Right? These are educated forecasts. Right? So the 3.75 over the first 6 months, 7.09 over 12 months. Then you're looking at 13.77 over 2 years, 20.87. Those are forecasts, right? So we never know exactly where the number is going to come. But I did want to share that with you. We're going to go a little bit further. What happens with payments and appreciation? So we'll talk about that when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, we've got the further on this cost of waiting analysis. We'll get into that. Homes for sale rapidly disappearing, all that and more. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, it's 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter, @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Hi, we're here with Ron Siegel, the host of Real Estate Radio. Ron, welcome to the studio. Give us insight as to what your show is all about.
Hi, Eric. Thanks for having me. Thanks for asking me that question. The reason we developed Real Estate Radio is right now there is an abundance of misinformation out there. So Real Estate Radio is a show designed to give Southern California a focal point for their real estate knowledge, as well as a place to go just in case they might need anything real estate related.
So how are you helping people?
That's actually pretty simple. People need advice. So it really doesn't matter who you are. If you have any real estate questions, we're here to help. Whether you're buying a home, selling, you're experiencing a loan modification, short sale, foreclosure, there are a lot of things going on in this marketplace.
How can people get a hold of you?
Real easy. All you have to do is call. The number is 1-800-306-1990. Press option 1.
Interesting times in the market right now. Where do you think the markets are going from here?
That's a great question. All I can say is this. The housing market came down one house at a time, and what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to build it one house, one family at a time. So the best thing that anyone can do is access the free advice that we really want to give you. And to do that, you simply need to call me. The number is 1-800-306-1990, option 1. I'd really love to help.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564. Are
you paying rent because you think you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you renting because you don't believe that you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? The Siegel lending team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel lending team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com, license under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. This is well, holy cow, my mind is going out on me. Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show. Within every market, there are solutions. My mind is really blank today. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio, or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Text SLT Home Digest to 79564. Find your dream home before someone else does. SLT Home Digest 79564. So let's get into the homes for sale rapidly disappearing. What the heck are we talking about there? So it's a magic show on Ron Siegel Radio. Is that what we're looking at today? No, not hardly. So let's take a look at the report, give you some updated information here. Let me make sure I get our correct sponsor for this segment so I don't get myself in trouble. Through all the challenges of 2020, the real estate market has done very well, and purchasers are continuing to take advantage of historically low mortgage rates. Realtor Magazine just explained, quote, while winter may be typically a slow season in real estate, economists predict it isn't likely to happen this year. Low inventories combined with high demand due to record low mortgage rates is sending buyers to the market in a flurry. However, one challenge for the housing industry heading into this winter is the dwindling number of homes available for sale. Lawrence Yoon, chief economist for the National Association of Realtors, NAR, recently said, quote, there is no shortage of hopeful potential buyers, but inventory is historically low. In addition, Danielle Hale, chief economist for Realtor.com, notes fewer new sellers coming to market while a greater than usual number of buyers continue to search for a home causes inventory to continue to evaporate. One major indicator the industry uses to measure housing supply is the month's supply of inventory. According to NAR, quote, month's supply refers to the number of months it would take for the current inventory of homes on the market to sell given the current sales pace, unquote. Historically, 6 months of supply is considered a normal real estate market. Going into the pandemic, inventory was already well below this mark. As the year progressed, the supply was reduced even further. And if you are watching us, RonSiegelRadio.tv or any of our social channels or the KMET AM 1490 ABC News and Talk feed, video feed, you'll see the chart that I'm referencing right now. The months of supply back in September 2019, 3.9 months. In May, we went up to 4.5 months of supply. October right now, or last month, 2.5 months of supply. Now, normally, it's we're looking at 6 months is a normal base market. What does this mean if you're a buyer? Be patient during your home search. It may take time to find a home you love. Once you do, be ready to move forward quickly. Get pre-approved for a mortgage. Be prepared to make a competitive offer from the start and understand how the shortage in inventory has led to more bidding wars. Calculate just how far you're willing to go to secure a home if you truly love it. What does this mean if you're a seller? Realize that in some ways you are in the driver's seat. When there's a shortage of an item at the same time there's a strong demand for it, the seller is in a good position to negotiate, whether it's the price, moving date, possible repairs, or anything else. You'll be able to ask for more from a potential purchaser at a time like this, especially if you have multiple interested buyers. Do not be unreasonable, but understand you probably have the upper hand. Bottom line, housing market's going to remain strong throughout the winter and heading into the spring. Know what that means for you, whether you're buying, selling, or doing both. There's a lot of opportunity out there for you. So, just contemplate that part of it. Understand that if you want to buy a new home, it is something that is doable right now. You just have to take action. A lot of people, they don't take action and then wonder, why is it that I didn't get there, or I didn't achieve what I wanted to achieve? Why didn't I meet my goals? Why didn't I meet my ambitions? And that's what we've been chatting about earlier today. Is one of the things, if you read Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich, easy for me to say, right? You'll remember that he basically said at the very beginning that, they gave the man 1 minute to make a decision as to whether he wanted to change his life forever. Have you taken that long? Has anybody given you that? So let's think about this scenario that we were talking about in the last segment. I'm not going to go through all the numbers because we don't have time. We're going through a cost of waiting analysis on a home purchase, $595,000. What it would be if you bought it today, if you could come up with that money to buy it today, or if we waited 3 years and we used the educated forecast of property value appreciation. Now, notice that when I did this, if you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our social channels, or the KMET AM 1490 ABC News and Talk video feed, you'll see these charts that I'm sharing with you. If you're listening to us, go to Ron Siegel Radio on Facebook, and you'll be able to see all of these charts. Or you go to ronsiegelradio.com later today, and we'll have in the archives, we'll have this whole broadcast ready for you. But you can see all these different numbers, and you'll see that I didn't even change the interest rates all the way through. Right? I'm using a base rate 2.875, which starts out at 3.104 APR and goes to 3.31 APR as we move through the process. But our interest rate's going to stay the same? I'm going to suggest to you they probably will not. So the appreciation on this property, again, goes from $595,000 to a little over $700,000 in 3 years. The payments, if you start now, you're looking at about a $3,200 payment, but it would be $3,800, a little under $3,800 if you wait. Those are some significant numbers. So just the payment difference between taking action now and waiting 3 years, your monthly payment over the next 30 years of owning that property. Again, if you keep the loan 30 years, if you own the property 30 years, your annual cost per month is $507. Got it? I mean, that's a huge number. Now, the loss in property appreciation, $124,172. Now, here's where the interesting part of this comes, or at least I find it interesting, right, is one of the things when you own your own house, you've got something called forced savings. Forced savings. A portion of every month's payment goes to paying down the principal of the property. So that property that you initially had, $550,000, roughly a $550,000 note on, well, you're paying that down every month. So by the end of the third year, you would have $35,000 in savings because of that amortization. Now, think about this. If you had a house for $3,800 a month, a rent for $3,800 a month, how much forced savings do you get from that? It's not $35,252. It is zero. All right, so right there, that just helps your net worth. So the cost of waiting, when you add that forced savings of $35,252 and the loss in property appreciation, hypothetical again, or educated forecast of $124,172, you're looking at a total cost of waiting for 3 years to buy that property, $159,424. Those are some staggering numbers, right? I mean, what else are you going to do that can get you into your net worth or your savings, so to speak, or value? $159,424. That's a lot of money, right? We don't save money in this country. We spend it on rent. We spend it on a mortgage. We spend it on somebody else's mortgage, right? Because that's basically what rent is somebody else's mortgage. 30% of the properties are owned free and clear, so the rest have mortgages on them. So think about that portion of it, $159,424 right there. Additional cash required, right? So you're going to have to save more money. If you wait that 3 years, you're going to have to come up with another $12,000, $12,417. Where are you going to come up with that extra money? Right, so you're coming up with $59,500 today, have to add $12,000 to it. So just there alone, so you're saving. You're going to have to save. What is that? About $300 a month, $400 a month savings, just to accumulate that extra $12,000. If you say, I want to wait and see. I think interest rates might come down. They won't. I want to see if the property values crash. They won't. Right? Those things are not really going to happen. Cost of waiting, 30-year loss in cash flow, $507 a month after 3 years, $334 after 2 years. 1 year, they're $2,000 a year. Think about this. If you wait 3 years, your loss of cash flow is $6,080. That's a heck of a new car payment. Nice vacation, right? So you've got a lot of things you could be doing with that if you take action. Now, if you don't take action, you got what you got. That's all you're going to get. If you don't act, the question I would ask you, what if you do this? Okay, so maybe the property values will go up as I suggest they will. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll go up half of that. Right? I don't know exactly how much the property values are going to go up. There's no way that anybody could know exactly. But if we look at the numbers, we do look and we can see that in Orange County, California, I can share with you the real estate report card. I've done this before for Orange County, California, and told you that these are the numbers, these are the projections. And what's most important when we look at these numbers is, I know the 5 year history is 3.87, 10 years, 3.6, 60 years, 5.36, forecasting 1 year, 7.36, forecasting 5 years, accumulated 38.39. Got it. But right now, we think we do know median home price is $808,864. And if we look at 60 years, that's a great amount of time to say, something to tell us that maybe not next year, maybe not the year after, but if we look 10 years, 20 years into the future, we're going to be somewhere close to that same 5.36% that we've averaged over the last 60 years. Those are some very significant numbers for you to take into account for you and your family. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, we might talk about some fun and budget-friendly staycation activities. All that and more, you can reach me anytime. We also got that featured home. Don't forget the featured home, Ron. So we got that featured home coming up as well. You can reach me anytime. Our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, shame on you, but the replay is available. Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube. Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you have a goal of mortgage-free home ownership? What if your home was valued at $500,000? Are you aware that a free and clear home could be costing you $2,500 every month, $30,000 per year? The mortgage planners at the Siegel Lending Team would like to show you how you can own your home, generate tax-free income, and accumulate family wealth. You simply need to call Ron Siegel at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. By sending the team a copy of your most recent mortgage statement, statement, the team will send you a no-obligation mortgage adoption plan. You be the judge if it's right for your family. Again, all you have to do is send the team a copy of your mortgage statement by email to map@ronsiegelradio.com or call today Ron Siegel 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporation and MLS 217037 and BCAL number 018694552.
Are you paying rent because you cannot afford to live in your dream home? Are you paying rent because you don't believe you have the down payment funds to purchase your own home? At Siegel Lending Team at ronismylender.com has up to $25,000 to help qualified people purchase their own home at amazing interest rates. Contact the Siegel Lending Team today at ronismylender.com. Again, ronismylender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037. ronismylender.com.
Do you believe Southern California real estate is a great investment? Are you a little short to be a cash investor? Are you missing the Social Security card or tax returns? The Siegel Lending Team has the loans for you. Common Sense Lending is back. Yes, there's a cost to higher risk, but the reward can be great. Call today for details. 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations and MLS 217037 and DRE number 1869452.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed rate below 3.5% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $300,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,300 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed to NMLS ID 217037. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The featured home segment today being brought to you by MySoCalLender.com, MySoCalLender.com. They've got the featured home for us today. And who's the winner? Who has that property for us? Yeah, it's our friend Gilda Johnson, 7833 East View Rim Drive, Anaheim Hills. 2 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, spectacular panoramic views from all the rooms. Beautifully remodeled upper end unit located on the sought-after View Rim Drive, the gated community of Viewpoint North. Desirable floor plan offers 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a large loft. Soaring cathedral ceilings, many windows add to the bright atmosphere of home. Remodeled kitchen with a newer soft close shaker style cabinets. Granite countertops, recessed lighting, extra deep stainless steel sink, and stainless steel appliances. As I shared with you when we did our cost of waiting analysis, $595,000. We're looking at HOA dues on this one, $315. And let's go through some of the numbers that I shared with you a little bit. 5% down on this property. We're looking at a payment, $36.24 a month. 10% down, $34.20 a month. And with 20% down, $29.72 a month. That's including mortgage insurance, if there is any, HOA dues, which there is, $315. Projected insurance, projected taxes, gives you all that information and keep compliance people happy. We're looking at APRs of 3.218, 3.092, and 2.812, NMLS 217037. And this is, I guess we have to say this one also, equal opportunity, equal housing lender, equal housing opportunity, all that good stuff. So we've got all that information for you. If you want all that information, all you have to do is give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. No, I don't sell real estate. Yes, I do know Gilda, and I can put you in touch with her. Great agent here in North Orange County. So if you want to talk to Gilda, I'd be more than happy to put you in touch with her. Hey, let's look at a few. Thought I had some staycation ideas, but maybe I'll have to find that report for you. What is a wealth tax? A wealth tax. Type of tax that's imposed on the net wealth of an individual. This is something they're looking at through if there is a Biden administration. Different from income tax, which is the type of tax you're likely most used to paying. The U.S. currently does not have a wealth tax, though the idea has been proposed more than once by lawmakers. You've ever seen a lot of lawmakers, they've never found a tax they do not like. Instituting a wealth tax could help generate revenue for the government, but only a handful of countries actually impose one. Wealth tax is what it sounds like, a tax on wealth. This can also be referred to as an equity tax or a capital tax, and it applies to individuals. More specifically, a wealth tax is applied to someone's net worth, meaning their total assets minus total liabilities. Probably be disproportionately weighted against us in California because our real estate values are so high. So we're going to have more wealth than a lot of other areas. If you just look and you say, right, if you take a median home in Orange County, $800,000, and if you have 40% equity, right, so you've got $420,000 in equity, 450, something like that, 450 in equity, 400, 320, whatever the number is, right? That's more than what most houses cost, and that's more than the median home price. Just the equity in a lot of places of Orange County are more than the median home price for the entire nation, right? So these type of taxes, when they're imposing it on wealth, hits us here. Wealth tax isn't the same as other types of taxes. For example, you might be used to paying the property taxes. We told you about that. Instead of a wealth tax, it has just one focus: taxing a person's wealth. According to the Tax Foundation, only Norway, Spain, and Switzerland currently have a net wealth tax on assets, but a handful of other European countries, including Belgium, Italy, and the Netherlands, levy a wealth tax on selected assets. How does it work? Generally, a wealth tax works by taxing a person's net worth rather than the income they earn in a given year. In countries that impose a wealth tax, the tax is only leveled once assets reach a certain minimum threshold. In Norway, for instance, the net wealth tax is 0.85% on stocks exceeding $164,000. How much is in your 401k? Wealth taxes can be applied to all of the assets someone owns or just some of them. For example, the wealth tax can include a securities and investment accounts while excluding real property. Okay. Every country that imposes a wealth tax, whether it's a net tax or a tax on selected assets, can set the tax rate differently. It's not uncommon for there to be exemptions or exclusions to who and or what can be taxed this way. So it sounds like the politicians are going to get out of this one too. A wealth tax can be charged alongside an income tax to help generate revenue for the government. The wealth tax rates are typically lower than income tax rates in terms of the actual percentage rate, but that doesn't necessarily mean paying less in tax dollars. Someone who has substantial assets that are subject to a wealth tax, for instance, may end up paying more toward that tax than income tax if they're able to reduce their taxable income by claiming tax breaks. Is this a good idea? In countries that use a wealth tax, the revenue helps to fund government programs. There you go. And organizations. In some places, such as Norway, revenue from the wealth tax is split between the central government and municipal governments. It would be up to the federal government to decide how wealth tax revenue should be allocated if one were introduced here. In the U.S., the concept of a wealth tax has been used to argue for a redistribution of wealth. Yeah, we've heard that before. More specifically, lawmakers who back the tax have suggested that it could be used to more fairly tax the wealthy while relieving some of the tax burdens on lower and middle income earners. Sure. Do you believe that one? If so, I've got some beachfront property in Corona. While wealthier taxpayers may take advantage of loopholes into minimum income taxes, a wealth tax would be harder to work around, at least in theory. That could yield benefits for less wealthy Americans if it means they'd owe fewer taxes. When do taxes go down? Pretty rare. Sounds good, but implementing and collecting a wealth tax may be easier said than done. It's possible that even with a wealth tax in place, high net worth and ultra high net worth taxpayers could and will find ways to minimize the amount of tax they'd owe. And the tax itself could be seen as unfairly penalizing wealthier individuals who own charities or foundations. Wealthy individuals find a way around it. They're not going to reduce their lifestyle for any tax. So yeah, they may give away less money. They may put them into more like the Biden or Clinton foundations, right? That's what they do. What ends up happening is it trickles down to you and me. We get to pay those taxes. We get to pay those extra monies. Just throw that out there for you. Wealth tax, I would say it's probably not in your best interest. But hey, setting that first radio preset button to come back here every day to join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account, that is in your best interest. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.